Hello again. So yeah, I squeaky chair here. Don't have a whole lot of time before my next meeting. That's how it goes these days. But while I was in my last meeting, I actually did a little bit of painting on here. But of course, I was in a meeting, so I couldn't record all of this. Um, so I did a little bit of black wash over it, and I did a clear, gloss medium coating on the skin parts of the face, around the lips and inside of the cheeks and things. And it's to the point that I think all of my work is going to be minor enough to not have to worry about coating messing up my teeth and palate and such in the mouth. So I'm going to uncover that, and I'm almost done with this one. So that's really exciting too. Good golly, my stomach is going crazy on me. I haven't eaten anything today, and here it is, about to be 2 o'clock, and I'm still in meetings, and probably ought to do some food things at some point, right? I can hear my mother yelling at me, and well, not yelling. She never yelled at me like that, but I can hear her being frustrated with me because this is something that she's used to me doing. Is getting involved with things and totally forgetting to eat. Come on now. Oh, it was coming off, and then I stuck the tape together by accident. There we go. I'm trying to be really careful because the clear coat is still wet, so I don't want to mess it up if I can help it. Oh boy, there's a there's a bunch of the flocking dust that managed to find its way in there. That's kind of weird. And of course, I'm recording. Yep. Yep. Of course, the thing cut off on me. Right in the middle of doing stuff. It loves doing that. Even with the battery not depleted. Memory stick, plenty of time. GoPros, man, they still have a heck of a long way to go before they're actually as good as they want you to think. It's a shame. I do love the camera and everything, but geez, never had this kind of problem with technology before. Well, not this kind of technology anyway. Come on. There we go. Boy, really managed to get the dust in there. That's kind of crazy. Okay, so looks like I got a little bit of overspray in there that I need to clean up, but not too bad. So yeah, we're getting close. Just need to put the tongue in, do a little detail paint around the teeth there, where on the outside, the inside of the cheek, outside of the teeth, where the paint couldn't get to because of the masking tape. Yeah, cut off the covers of the lips, or the eyes, I mean, and clean up some of this other stuff, and we're good. Cool. All right. So let's go ahead and do the eyes, since I probably have a few minutes still before my next meeting. I keep telling myself how lucky I am that I'm not having to be on campus all the time. I can do meetings with students or whatever online if I want to or need to, anytime it's useful for them especially. But I don't have to actually, one of my favorite things, what I'm getting at here, one of my favorite things about teaching at home like this is that I can do things like this in between without having to, take up space in the art studio and potentially I'd have to set things up, move things out, and all that kind of thing, so I wouldn't be in the way of students when they needed the space. But I also don't have to worry about the ridiculously long time gaps in between classes that I usually have in my schedule, like 4-hour gaps sometimes. And I can do my office hours, on Zoom or whatever anybody needs without having to, set aside an inordinate amount of time. So that's really very nice. Not saying I would choose this, but since it's giving me lemons, I'm making lemonade. Maybe that makes a little more sense why I'm not saying this is a great thing. This is not what I would want, because I'd really rather be in the art studio all the time, helping students face to face, and in between classes people usually spend time in there, and I get to know the students a lot better, get to give them a lot more assistance when we're all face to face all the time. But if that's not a possibility, or not a safe option anyway, then you make some lemonade. The students always love to see what I'm making, so it's kind of a shame they don't really get to see this. I could share, I suppose, on my classes' websites, but I also don't want to bother them with stuff that's not related to the class. So, all right, a little bit of touch-ups here and there. Boy, the eyes really make it work a lot better, don't they? Let's see if I can lift that a little bit. There we go. Yeah. Using good eyes is a really great place to start. So I'm glad I found some good ones. And it gives them a very not baboon eye, yet not being ridiculously crazy, strange, and unnatural eyes or something. So I need to do a little bit of that cleanup in here. Get rid of some of the errant paint at the edge there, like I said. And then, wherever I put the tongue, there it is. Way over there. And I can install that in there somewhere. And it'll actually be pretty far back, because they pull their tongues way far back in there when they're doing that. Install that in there, and I'll probably do another gloss medium over the whole thing, over the teeth and gums and everything, after I do all the touch-ups, just so it looks kind of wet, like it's got a layer of saliva or something on it. I just like the way that looks better. They already are glossy, so it's pretty close to that as it is. But putting the gloss medium on there will kind of fill in the little separation areas and treat it a little bit more like fluid into those areas. And I'll do that over the tongue, of course, too, so it'll look like it's got some saliva moving around on it, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's the basic idea. We'll get that sucker finished up pretty soon now. Rah! I can't remember right offhand exactly what a baboon-like creature would sound like doing this. And if you're familiar, you're probably hearing it in your head right now, but for some reason it's not coming to mind. Also, I'm not a good copier of that kind of thing. So, I wouldn't be doing it anyway. All right, so I'm babbling. I did not sleep much last night, obviously. So, all right, get this finished up, and I'll probably add it to one of the short videos, or a short bit of this along with me working on another project, so you can just see what it looks like when I finish up with the little fine details. But I won't really be as likely to spend the time on just showing me doing just a little bit of cleaning work. So, but yeah, getting close. Need to glue these backs on there still, of course, so maybe I will show you a little bit of a video with me finishing those up and doing a little bit of trimming. Why not? Seems like a better idea, right? You might actually want to see that. Who knows? But thankfully, I have a few minutes before my next meeting. I might actually have enough time to grab a couple of bites of something really quickly and yeah, get on with adulting. All right. Anyway, more fun monster stuff is coming up pretty soon. Obviously, Big Head here is going to need quite a lot of attention. So there's going to be a lot of fur work on that pretty soon. Thankfully, a little less finicky in most areas compared to this guy, because that's a big kind of tube shape for the neck, and it won't be all that bad, but the ears are going to be challenging. They're never fun or easy. Yeah, but it'll be entertaining because I'm going to have to avoid some of these things and then come up close. And yeah, you'll get to see probably quite a lot of work putting that one together. So we'll get to that soon. Later.